to put our actions where our mouth is, and so it's disheartening, but at the same time, I understand that there's always just going to be a remnant that's going to start anything. And so for the organizers, for those who came down here, don't be dismayed because you only see a few. Jesus only had 12, and the scripture says he turned the whole world upside down. So we don't need a whole bunch of folk. But what we do need is a very few committed people. Somebody who's not just going to fat mouth and bump their gums, but are actually going to put their feet to the pavement, who's actually going to do some work. And so that's my petition to you today, is that for so long we have, someone said it so eloquently when we were on the other side, that we start something real good but then we just let it die off, and that's something that we can't do. When you see that now, whenever you see things starting to come to pass more and more frequently, it's like the birth pains of a mother who's getting ready to have a child. When you start seeing water breaking and you start seeing them labor pains coming closer and closer together, what's about to happen? That baby's on its way. So when you start seeing these murders happening back to back and back to back and back to back, you better understand that this is not something that is just happenstance. This is something that is becoming a commonplace thing in America. When you start seeing police officers come into your city and they are in riot gear, not just regular police officers. Listen to me. They are in riot gear. These folk is in armored tanks. For what? Why are they in military type gear for people who are standing out with no guns, no rocks, no nothing? You have to believe folk when they show you who they are. There's a teaching that I like that really transformed my mind. And so if you don't hear anything else I say before I leave, remember this. People oftentimes, they make choices, but very seldom do they decide something. Choices mean that I can choose this or I can choose that. I like vanilla ice cream, I like chocolate ice cream. You got both, I can choose. But once you decide about something, then you have to leave all your other options to the wayside. You need to think about, what is homicide? It's when you kill someone, right? When you commit genocide is when you kill a group of people, right? So what does it mean to decide? It must mean, the root word D is to divide, side is to kill. So it must mean to kill your options. And we as a people have to decide that we're not taking this mess any longer. There has to be a standpoint that you take where you say that enough is enough and I'm not having it anymore, and I've decided that I'm not having it anymore. It don't matter if another month go by, if another year go by before there's another killing. I've decided that you don't ever get to do this again. You don't ever get to take one of our little black boys, one of our little black girls, and decimate them in the street like this. Regardless of, now this is what a lot of folk are not going to like, and I'm going to be quick. What I got, about a couple minutes? A lot of folk are not going to like this, but regardless of what the young man did, he didn't do anything that deserved the decimation of his life. Come on.
Yes.
If he did rob the store,
Right.
if he did steal $50 worth of Black and Miles or whatever it was that they said he stole, are you telling me that that young man's life is worth $50 and it's okay for you to put a bullet in his head and several in his chest? That's what you're telling me that my life is worth. And that's something that we can't ever have again. We can't, and listen to me, we can't ever have it again. And you've got to make up in your mind that whatever I have to do, this is never going down again. Very good.
Yes.
Give him a hand.